How is everything? Okay, now today I'm going to take these off so there's not so much glare and stuff. I wanted to talk about the Summer Wells case, and with all of you coming in, I may have to slow the chat. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I know. Um, Not that many people watch my channel, and I am going to do my last. I think it'll probably be my last Summer Wells reading. Um, but the main thing that I wanted to talk about is this case is driving everybody crazy. And I'm sitting back and I'm watching and thinking, don't let Dawn and Candace write the narrative. They're getting y'all in a tizzy. And it's really irritating for me, in a sense, that people can say, oh, well, I don't think they did anything. How can you say that about them? How can you? They have brought this mess on themselves by acting a fool on YouTube, throwing away all those flyers, not letting Summer's face be on t shirts, getting drunk and arrested on YouTube live, threatening your spouse live, throwing your spouse under the bus live. And I know that we each need to hear what they're saying, because what they're saying is all lies. But if you listen, there are truths in their lies. Now, when I did my first reading, I was new at YouTube. I was nervous. It was the very first time that if I'm not mistaken, that was the very first time that I ever told anybody other than family members and very, very close friends that I had abilities. Because people think, oh gosh, crazy. Well, I don't care what you think. I really don't. I am 56 years old. I'm, I don't care what people think of me. I really don't. The only one who matters is what Jesus thinks of me. That's it. So, when I'm going to turn my camera off for a minute. But when I was doing my first reading on Summer, I said that, I seen her laying face down by the water, and her head was towards the water, her feet were towards the bank. I even drew a picture of what I saw. Then I get the feeling that her breath is being taken from her, and that could mean anything. And it's just what I see and what I feel, okay? Because I could feel her struggling to breathe. It was like I was struggling to breathe. And I got the sense that it was Candace's fault. And this is just, in my opinion, this is what I felt. I also felt that, and this is in my opinion for entertainment purposes only, whatever. Okay. I felt that Candace despised Summer. She was jealous of Summer because Summer got more attention from Dawn than she did. He loved her more than anything. Okay. So that tells me what? That tells me two things. Judging on his past, but not just that, it's things that Summer relays to me. And I'm not saying that Candace physically did anything to Summer, but I will tell you my thing about it is that Summer was given something, I believe, on a regular basis. And this time she may have gotten too much or a combination of things that she never got before. I got from Summer that Candace used to hit her. Now, this is just allegedly, okay? This is what Summer told me, that Mama hits her. And I just got a really bad feeling about how Summer was treated by Candace. And I believe that fell asleep and she was over medicated, and Candace left her in that truck. And she was too intoxicated to wake up on her own and get out. That truck, I'm trying to remember what I've seen in people arguing about in chats. That truck had, I'm not going to say the name of the doors because it's a word that YouTube doesn't like, but it has doors on the back that do not open unless the front doors are opened. And if she was over medicated, she may not have woke up, but if she had woke up, would she have had the wherewithal to undo her seatbelt, climb over a seat? Maybe she couldn't get the doors open. For whatever reason, were the windows up or were they down? If they were down, she would have gotten some air. But if she was over medicated, I don't think it would have mattered how much air she got. But I seen Grandis carrying Summer. I seen that she was kind of in a blanket. And Grandis left with her. And I know she doesn't like to be called Grandis. I don't care. I really don't care. She's Grandis. And then, the whole time after, when I did this reading, it was on June 27th, 2021. And I hadn't been keeping up with Summer's case at all. But I said that the father was grooming her and he has charges in Utah, and they're probably, I'm assuming from what I am being told, and told from my spirit side, because none of this had been published yet at this time. Um, I mean, on June 27th, I don't think that anybody knew about his essay charges, but I said that that's what they were. Um, and they were. I mean, there's a lot of things that I said that are coming out and all this. And I watch Ziggy every time that I am awake and can get over there, because I am a Zigster and I am a moderator for her. So, you know, be careful what you say to me. Let's see. I was going to tell you something else, and I don't remember what it was, but it was in my readings. So, I mean, that's, they're not great. I mean, I talked about it a few times, but I feel like, okay, I wasn't done. I'm old, so I get off kilter here. I seen Grandis take Summer off of the property, way off of the property. And in my first reading, I said that Grandis had moved Summer. And when she left to go to wherever it was she went, she took Summer's body with her and got rid of it somewhere in between. That's what I said in the very beginning. Now, since I had that reading, I have talked to Summer, and it's like I was standing across the street from their house, down in a little valley like thing. And there was this big tree, a log, was like this. And I said, Summer, and she stood up. And I said, we're all looking for you. Can you tell me where your body is? And she was facing her house like this. And she said, up there at home. So I don't know if she means her spirit or that's where her remains are. And then every once in a while, I will kind of get things about the case. Right now, they are really playing it up. And I think somebody is getting ready to screw up. That's what I think. Phyllis Davis. Let's see what she's saying here. I am a visionary. These are from God. Took a lot of time for Summer, wearing her red dress, one bow missing. She was very wet. She came out of the woods and floated over green grass to the edge and looked down. So, Phyllis, The next video that I do on religion, I was wanting to do, I was wanting to read 1 Corinthians. And I do believe it's chapter 12 and 14, but I'm not sure. It may be that I need to study the whole thing first, which is what I'm planning on doing. I got a lot going on tomorrow, though. But yeah, I've struggled with it. Because a lot of people do think that it's evil, and it can be. It honestly can be for some people. And I always tell anybody that watches when I talk about it, you cannot mess with this stuff. It's not just for anybody. You open portals and you can't shut the door, you're screwed. Big time. And a lot of other people are too. My baby. Did you hear Dylan? She is so precious. Oh, I love this dog. She is so good. She loves me so much. She'll go to the bathroom with me, and if I'm taking a shower, she won't go in because she don't like to take a bath. But she'll wait outside the door for me. She's awesome. I love her so much. Okay. Back to summer. My mind just goes in all different directions. One thing is, and you can go watch it yourself. It was on yesterday. Today is the 19th. Yesterday was Saturday the 18th on Ziggy's live stream. And she said this before, that she thinks that Dawn used 2 different cars on the 15th. And there was one time I did this reading and I said, I don't know what this means, but I keep getting, and see, sometimes I just get one thing a day. And I said, there's something about 14. Not 14 days, not 14 months. Well, actually, I did think it was 14 months. But I said, not the 14th. And see, so I was wrong about that. But we don't even know that yet. The 14th. Ooh. The 14th. And I said, okay, we're just going to remember that and go on. So it was very interesting last night over at Ziggy's. And Josh's, it's always interesting. Don B, his question in his last video, because I've been kind of watching him too now. What was it that he said? Oh, was this planned? And that was in my my reading back in 21. I said it was planned, and they practiced what they were going to do, what they were going to say. What else? A lot of times you look in chats and they're talking about food. Let's see. there's a lot of different creators out there, and they all have their own style and their own opinions. And it's just mine that Summer never got out of that truck that day. And they had to take her somewhere where they wouldn't be searchers. And then either at some time she was brought back to that property or Grandma took her when she left the state. And that's basically how it goes. I mean, if they hadn't have done this, Summer would have went to school. Everyone would have started figuring things out. Maybe she would talk, or they would know, and they would end up finding out, and Dawn would go to prison. Dawn will do anything to keep from going to prison. So, anything. As a matter of fact, he said that tonight on Josh's. It was a recording that Josh was playing about a conversation that him and Dawn had. So, I mean, you can go over to the lab and see that. But it was on tonight's live, and it was very Dawn trying to control the narrative. And I just want people to sit back and realize that don't let him control it. Everybody, well, not everybody, most people realize that they're not going to get away with this. And I promise you, Dawn, Candace, you won't get away with this. There's too many YouTubers out here that are solving this case. Of course, that, doesn't have anything to do with me, but I like to see the things that I said come to fruition. It validates my reading. So, I guess I'll go ahead and get off of here, but that's basically it. I could play some stuff here for you. Oh, no. I gotta pull it up first. Yeah, it's 7 people in here. And I can't stream Ziggy because she's on live. Let's see here. Well, that's strange. The lab. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? I don't know. That was 3 days ago, so no. It should be in here. Well, oh, here it is. Okay. I will share it. Josh is hilarious. Let me see here.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has
not really. It is to me. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to.
What mother puts their kid on the side? Really? I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, if anything, I know it sounds kind of cruel, but if anything, she should be putting the boys on the side, because the boys, at least, they have homes and they're safe and they're fed and they're cared for very well. They should be worried more about finding Summer. And they by now, after nearly 2 years, should have covered more, or they could have covered the whole United States. But they didn't do that. They didn't want to find her. That's what I get off of it, you know? Okay.
there is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Check it out. Dawn's ulcer. I love it because Josh has such a good heart and he's funny. He's so hilarious.
But I have to put her. On the side and worry about the boys.
Welcome to the lab, everybody. How are you this evening? I am your host, Joshua Diaz. It's so good to see you. Real.
Oh.
Can you call them their birth people?
I'm going to show you something when it gets to it.
I guess I could. I'd prefer. I'd prefer to.
I missed the beginning of the show.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but anyway, let me just show you here. Okay, well, that didn't work at all, so that's good. Great. I don't know what happened there. Let me just pull this thing into the. Well, that's not working either. What happened there?
I'm glad I'm not the only one that has issues.
Awesome. Anyway, so let's just say about this. So Dawn, was asking me to do these things, make up weird scenarios and lie and whatever, just a whole bunch of nonsense. And that's kind of where he's gotten at this point. And he's very upset. He's lashing out. He's hanging out with felons and liars and which is fine because that's what he is. So they say birds of a feather flock in the same prisons, which has always been how I've heard it. But I'm going to play a couple clips for you here, and then we can discuss these because Don has told me personally that he no longer talks with Ronnie Lawson. Ronnie Lawson. He no longer talks to him.
Wow.
The person that is in charge of the investigation, it's with Hawkins County Sheriffs. Don claims that that Ronnie Lawson is not in charge of the investigation. How that is even in
That's
his
not
mind
true.
a real thing. It's not. He is absolutely in charge of this investigation. Now, I think I've edited these sort of for your listening abilities.
Listening
But let
pleasure.
me just show you really fast. Okay. Here it is. In regards to Ronnie Lawson, the only question I asked him was, have you talked to Ronnie Lawson lately? And he says, that's one person I'll never talk to again, which is fantastic, Don, because why would you want to talk to the lead investigator on your child's case? You know, so that makes sense. I'm with you on it 100%. You know, good job, man. Yeah, just like the stupidest stuff. Why? I'm not really sure. But what he does, yeah, under wraps. I don't know. He just talks out of his butt left and right. That's kind of what he does. And, you know, standard stuff. Let me see. Let me just say hi here. Just me. Dogs with
jobs.
But
Okay, let me
Machu
see.
and all these YouTubers saying that you're responsible.
Now, the one thing that I would never, ever want to do is be in Don Wells' shoes, or absolutely any parent in the world that has a missing child. Never. So I'm not going to make fun.
Whoops.
You're human too, man. You don't know what you'd do if one of your kids was killed or something like that, dude. I'll tell you, I promise. You don't know what you might do. If you loved your
See, that's what got me. Killed? Really? Dawn? Did he just say that? What a
kids like you say you do, and somebody hurt your kid and done something to them, you don't know what hell you would go through. Imagine, put yourself in my shoes and all these YouTubers saying that you're responsible.
Now, the one thing that I would never, ever want to do is be in Don Wells' shoes, or absolutely any parent in the world that has a missing child. Never. So I'm not going to make fun of that, but, you know.
I can't believe Jody Sue was in here right there. Josh to me sounds like someone who should be on the radio broadcast from coast to coast type thing. I think he should. I don't know why he's not. But there's something I wish it would come up.
I'm just saying,
Go find it.
I don't. Or you're putting words in his mouth. He said to me, you wouldn't know what to do. I'd like to see what you would do in my position if one of your kids was killed. And then I think he kind of tries to clean it up a little bit, but he never does that well at it.
Something like that, dude.
Or something like that. So you wouldn't know what to do if your daughter was missing is really what he should have said. But for some reason, he goes there every single time. Fish food, hammer, drug out in the woods by some sicko hillbilly. And yeah, so I didn't say this to him. He said it to me. This is what he said. But I'm telling you, that's a weird thing to say.
I think Josh is getting a little pissed.
I promise you don't know what you might do. If you loved your kids like you say you do, and somebody hurt your kid and done something to them, you don't know what.
Hurt your kid and done something to him. So that was really the thing that he was probably looking at or looking for the most. Let's see. Did I see? I saw Gwen, by the way. Where are you, Gwen?
Okay, I was in here.
I did. I saw
I
her.
remember him saying that.
Hell you would go through. Imagine, put yourself in my shoes, and all these YouTubers saying that you're responsible and you did this. Put yourself in them shoes for a minute.
Now he is right here, by the way, folks. He is right that
Baby, don't, baby.
I agree. It would not be good. It wouldn't feel great to be accused of something, especially as heinous as being responsible for the death of a child. And I want to say this again, under no circumstances have I ever said that I believe Don and Candace murdered their child. I don't know exactly what happened. What I do know is that there is substantial behavior that points in the direction of major deception. And I don't want to.
I was reading chat. Sandra, she says, whoa, Dawn, keep drinking that truth serum. Dawn has inside knowledge about Summer being killed. That was Carly. Every time, Common Sense Truth says, every time he talks about Summer, it gets even more vile. True. He talked about the resurrection on day 11 or day 1. I know.
Once again, if you bring that, they passed a lie detector test to me one more time, that Ronnie Lawson said that they passed a lie detector, and I get emailed one more time, Ronnie Lawson not saying it, but Brian Enton saying that he asked the sheriff and he said that he passed. I said, tell me where Ronnie Lawson said it. Plus, even if Ronnie Lawson said it, I wouldn't care because he probably would lie about it anyway, just to keep Don and Candace in his good graces. At this point, I don't think Ronnie Lawson cares. His answer today would probably be different than back then. Well, he says parents aren't cooperating. Okay, why is that? I don't know. Don doesn't want to talk to the sheriff anymore. What are we missing? Are we making mouth?
No, we need to stop letting him play the narrative. Let him flap his suck and just do his thing, and maybe he'll tell on himself.
Mountains out of molehills here? Out of Ben Hills? My God.
I like that. Mountain out of Ben
There
Hill.
is enough to form a reasonable opinion.
Where
I told
is
him
my
in
comments?
in this call, give me something else. Is there something else? I would rather talk about something else.
I want to see my comment.
Fed up. He didn't say it. I'm going to say this one more time. Ronnie Lawson did not say on camera that Candace and Don passed a lie detector. Brian Enton said that he said it. You guys got to get it right or stop quoting it. Okay? You're just wrong. Now, if you want to say that he told him that he said it, fine. I don't care. That's fine. But that's not what happened. So let's not pretend
I don't know why I'm
that
not
Ronnie
reading
Lawson
my
stood up
comments.
on a hill and screamed that Don and Candace passed a polygraph, because that's not what happened. That's not what happened. All right, moving on.
Believe me, it's horrific. We love our daughter with all our hearts, man. My wife loves my little girl. If you think for a minute, if there was some kind of accident, she wouldn't call the
Oh, no. I gotta get that back. Oh, no.
ambulance or something right away and try to save her life? That's ridiculous. That's the most craziest crap I ever heard in my life.
But see, that's the thing, is that I don't, especially with her background with CPS,
She don't have a back.
and she does. Her
You
first,
know what?
her first
Josh,
children were taken from her, were they not?
Josh, if you're not listening,
I
you're
am.
talking, but you're not listening. Okay, yeah. You know what? She found herself in a bad situation. She had kids.
Like a bad situation, like one of her children was injured and is now in a home because he has a traumatic brain injury. That's the situation. She found herself in a bad situation. She found herself in a bad situation. She found herself in a bad situation. Gotcha.
By someone she thought she loved and everything else. Dude ended up getting on some serious drugs and stuff, and there was a lot of shit going down. She had no choice in the matter. She's a helpless woman. She's never had a career or an education, and she found herself in a bad situation. She felt it was the right thing to do, and she was right. Okay, welfare has a way of turning parents into bad figures and everything else. You know, it's a bad situation.
All right, we get it. It's a bad situation. Let's see here. I haven't talked to Don on the phone in, I think, probably since this phone call, but he, in this phone call, he called me. I wasn't really interested in talking to him and at all, honestly. Let's see. Michelle Reed Duncan says they want everyone to shut up and quit talking about Summer. He said that and tried to retract it. Of course he did. Candace was a helpless woman, and the little kid wasn't a helpless little kid. Okay, so
Oh my God, I was talking and it was muted. Makes things really nice. I was saying, I want to know why, because I don't know any police officers that are like this. But if Summer was, or Candace, I'm sorry, was upset and refusing to speak to police officers the night her kid went missing, it's okay. My neighbor, the dealer. It's 10 to 11. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Sniff, 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 sniff. I may, in her position of having a missing child, I may need to be sedated as well. Or I would probably be clawing somebody's eyes out to find my child. So, why, baby? What? Oh, I got eyeballs instead of glasses? Is that what you're looking for? That's what she's used to. Okay. Okay. I love you too. I love you too. What, baby? Hmm? That man make you nervous? It's okay. Mama ain't gonna let him hurt you. I'll karate chop him. Okay? He ain't coming in here. Nope, he won't come in here. He knows better. But I will tell you, okay, she didn't just wander off. She would have been found. Oh, do you love me? You love me? Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? No. I think she was taught not to do that. But let's see. There. That's better. She's so sweet. Oh. Oh my goodness. The things that I've heard that are going on. Turn this back around here. With throwing flyers in the trash. They have not looked. They have not looked. They have not looked for her. They know where she is. I believe that they know where she is. She got my glasses dirty. I don't believe that she is either on that property, which is really what I think, because they won't let anybody search there, which is crazy. Why wouldn't you want them to search there? Why wouldn't you want them to continue to look? You know, that makes no sense. Not to me. But I think that, you know, when it happened, they took her away and looked for her. Well, not they didn't, but the police and everything. And they knew if they took her like over the line, over the state line, they wouldn't go that far or something. I don't know, but they know. They definitely know. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. But the thing is, don't let them win. Don't let them put false ideas into your head, because that's what they're doing. But I do know you have to listen to them so that you can get their clues and their lies, or the truths that are in their lies. Like, I said in my reading that Candace took Summer's breath. And when she did that very first interview, her and Dawn was sitting out by the house. And she said something about it took her breath or something. And that's when I knew, when I seen that, and I heard her say that, I knew that the visions that I was getting was real. And then when I heard about Don being in trouble in Utah, what he was in trouble for, because they didn't release that until later. But I knew before. I'm just saying that it may not be convincing to you, but it's validating for me. And that's all that matters. That's it. That's all that matters, is that I get validation. But the people that I do read, they get it. And I've had people in my chat that I've read not knowing them. So, the only way that I prefer to do it is to look at a picture of a person that somebody wants me to read. I get a lot out of that when they, I do their reading and they tell me that this is what happened, that's what happened, all this. It helps me. So, but I appreciate whoever gets to watch this, and don't give up. Let's find Summer Wells. She needs to be brought home one way or the other.